the, the fact that I wanted to make this film was more about, telling the these generations and generations to come, what I had as an intuition of the conditions in the concentration camp. So it might be broader, it might be narrower, and I don't necessarily have a question, an answer to that. But I think it has layers, I don't think it's. I think when you make a film, you think of it as a film first.
Yeah. Has this taken on a new responsibility for you as kind of a messenger of the message of the Holocaust? Is it in addition to just being a director?
When one makes a film like that, one has to carry a responsibility, and I think this is deep inside, and it has to define all the decisions that are being taken during the production of the film. So I think if you don't have this very strong sense of responsibility, then your whole process can be questioned.
Do you find that people's resentment about being being reminded of the Holocaust might work against you, against people seeing it or people buying it and showing it?
There are a lot of obstacles, interestingly, to a film like that before it's made or after it's made. We have to overcome these obstacles, and these obstacles exist within the Jewish community. These obstacles exist without the Jewish community. And there's fatigue, and there's refusal, and there's anti-Semitism, depending where you are, and it's hard sometimes to overcome these obstacles and get to the people. But I think the process of the film itself, the journey it had, helped reach audiences worldwide. But I think there's a sense of guilt in Europe, especially about the Holocaust, that is diffuse and exists, and I think Europe has never really come to terms with the destruction of the Jewish European civilization. I mean the Jewish civilization within Europe.
And how do you think people feel about being reminded about it, especially now that it's won so many awards up here before Oscar time?
Well, I think there's refusal and resistance, but at the same time, in many places there is a sort of openness or opening of the perspective that the film opens or allows. It's a sort of new road that the film allows, and that is the most thrilling thing.
People can see that this is one of the greatest human catastrophes, atrocities of all time, would you say?
I think at the peak of civilization and culture, in the heart of civilized Europe, to have an industrial scale extermination, systematic extermination of one people, is unprecedented. And it's because it takes place in the heart of the civilized cultured society. That it really shows us the evil that can exist within human civilization. These are not done by barbarians. These acts. These acts are carried out by the civilized. And Auschwitz, in a way, is defined, also another portion of history. After that, we had other genocides, and in a way, in those genocides, you could see that the world would stand without doing anything. So in a way, that the warning of the Holocaust has not really had any kind of significance after, and we're still seeing that there's a sort of refusal to to react when a genocide is carried out. So I think it's a constant possibility within human civilization, and we have to come to, we have to touch the soul of people when we're filmmakers, and I think cinema can do it, and that's the most interesting part of it. It can really make a film a personal journey, and we try to do that. And I think this film's strength is in touching the empathy within people. Yeah, my family was greatly was affected by the Holocaust in a very profound way, and I think I carry it in my genetic code in a way.
Most people don't. Huge contribution.
450,000, roughly.
Yeah.
Hungarians were killed in Auschwitz. 100,000 Hungarian children were killed in Auschwitz. So in a record time of 8 weeks, the Hungarian state apparatus and portions of Hungarian society sent to their death Hungarian citizens, because they were Jewish.
And how is the condition for Jews today in Hungary?
Well, it's still one of the largest communities in Eastern Europe, but I cannot help but only see that the vibrant Jewish civilization before the war doesn't exist anymore. You have in Hungary, you have a rather large community in Budapest.
I read 23% of Budapest was Jewish at one point.
Yes. It was so Jewish that the anti-Semitic mayor of Vienna at that time, at the beginning of the century, called it Budapest. Yeah.
What are the prospects for the public seeing this on cable television now? HBO, the prospects for distribution of the film beyond the Oscars?
Well, we have to ask Sony Pictures Classics distributing the film, but I'm sure it will have large distribution in the U.S. After the theatrical release.
If the Oscar goes to another picture, do you suppose that there'll still be an initiative to put this movie onto American and, of course, European Canal Plus and in the European cable channels?
Well, I think it will be in Canal Plus, but it will be. I think the film itself has a strength to, it can reach audiences. I think I don't know about the plans of each distributor, but I guess that it's underway. I don't know to what extent. Obviously, getting an Academy Award helps. That's for sure.